here today, and that's kind of his main bread and butter, so they're going to be starting it off. Obviously, this composition isn't too popular right now with the Fire Mage, but maybe it can work. You don't need to cast out many spells as Fire. You can just get the damage going on a stun whenever you need it.
Yep, Fire Mage really focusing on that crowd control. The gates open in the grand finals of North American Cup #3. The Reject's going to be looking for a CC game here, putting out lots of crowd control.
Oh,
man.
How did he see him? He saw him. Slyfoxy gets the catch on Roasties. Really well done there. That's going to slow down the initial momentum heavily here. We see a bursting shot into potential trap. They land that full trap. Who's going to be the target? Jamili immediately uses that temporal shield. That's absorbing all of this damage right now, and he's going to dip low and then go right back to full HP. Now Rubcup needs the one to sustain him. Rubcup's charging across the map. He's looking to get his hands dirty. He's going to land that stun onto Milkman. Dilly appears to be the target. He's trying to kite Roasties. Dilly looks like he's going to be able to survive with some nice off stuns there from Slyfox.
Yeah, Milkman manages to land that premonition on the first polymorph. He's playing Relentless, so this DR polymorph not going to be super effective, but Dilly in a lot of trouble. Milkman has no trinket for this blind triple DR ring potentially coming in. Does Rubcup have any follow-up CC? Looks like Jamili opting to get that triple DR polymorph. Dilly's still going to be in a lot of trouble, and Milkman with no trinket, this is dangerous for him.
Yeah, Slyfoxy catching Roasties in that stun combo. Rubcup trading out some defensive cooldowns, but they redirect the damage to himself. I would almost like to see them swap to Rubcup. He's very low. Jamili, though, is still the target. This could easily be the Cauterize. He's trying to stay alive. He's barely hanging on there by a thread. Blessing of Protection and Divine Shield. Rubcup is running low on cooldowns now for the rest of the fight. Dilly as well. It could be an opening. This is still anybody's match.
Yeah, that was pain suppression as well as exhilaration. If the Rejects can get one more clean setup and survive, but it's unlikely that Rubcup has no defensive cooldowns left whatsoever. Jamili goes for the Dragon's Breath. No Cauterize available. This could be his first and only Ice Block available to him as he gets lower and lower. Big heal coming in from Rubcup as you see him in the back spamming out those Holy Lights to keep Jamili alive, but Slyfoxy and Dilly just putting out way too much damage.
Oh, this could easily be a boom headshot moment for Jamili. He's got to be careful. Rubcup's doing his best to keep him alive, and he's able to hold on the ice block right now. Roasties is going to pop that Vendetta. They have an opening on Dilly Poo. Roasties needs to stay on his target to take this first game. Jamili's securing the crowd control. Roasties is committing the damage. Slyfox is trying to save Dilly. He bought him a couple of seconds for Milkman to get a powered shield. He's looking for Shadow Mends. He's connecting the heals in these final seconds to keep Dilly alive, but this meteor hits huge. Double Dragon's Breath. Milkman peeled away. Is he going to be able to save the day? Rubcup caught into a trap. He trinkets out. He's trying to keep his team aggressive. One more poly on Milkman. They go for the Hammer of Justice. Dilly is still on the run. Jamili is dipping low. Dilly bursting shots the Rogue away. A bit of an overlap with the stun, but it does buy him a couple seconds. But there's the full polymorph. Dilly's all alone. Will Dilly be able to make it out alive?
There's the no overlap on the CC, though. Milkman gets out of the crowd control, can toss out those Shadow Men to keep Dilly alive, and now Jamili may have overstayed his welcome, but still has that one Ice Block, very key for him to survive, but the combustion's up. Vendetta's almost available. Dilly has the aspect of the turtle. He's going to have to do a good job with that. Rubcup falling very far behind, though, as Roasties takes a lot of damage. Rubcup almost completely tapped on mana in this situation. Bursting shot into the trap. Dilly gets lower and lower. Goes into the Ice Block. That was such a close
Mass
call.
Dispel, though. Cauterize just came up again. Jamili's on the run, trying to avoid the damage. Slyfoxy can't keep up. Rubcup goes for one final push. This is going to be it, but he gets out of the Hodge into the blind, but Dilly has all of his defensives. Unless Dilly throws right now, he should not die, and if they survive, Rubcups can basically have nothing. There's no pressure onto Jamili, and it looks like they've secured a full poly, but he disengages on top of him to break him out. Really well done. Dilly's on the run. If he can just survive this setup, they've got everything in the books to win this. He's trying to be greedy. I don't really know how I feel about the greed here. He's getting counter pressure. Windburst connects. Nice counter shot. Jill Dilly MVP, and they find the kill. Sneakier Snakes in the lead, 1-0.
Wow, what an insane back and forth game between these two teams. The Rejects was
for them. Rose is not going to be able to pull out enough pressure. Milkman is going to come out of that triple DR polymorph and start casting these Shadow Mans. And another important thing is that he could penance right here, but if he gets locked on penance, then he also gets locked out of shield, which is the biggest healing for the priest. So it's very important to just tunnel Rubcup from start to finish. They can actually win by doing that. We saw Reform do that against Skillcap Black over in Europe on this map. So it's a very good strategy to do on maps that are this small.
Everything on the line for Sneakier Snakes in this finals. This is a best of 7. Sneakier Snakes leads 1-0. Who are they going to open up on?
All right, Jamili seems to be the target for now. Rubcub is charging across the map for a stun. He's going to land that. Jamili needs to get a poly, but that right there, that skull bash on Jamili stops the polymorph. If Blessing Protection was used in this instance, Jamili would have landed that polymorph. Now he's going to be behind. He's caught in the middle of the map. He's got a Hunter Dilly free casting on him. He did ultimately land the sheep though, and look how far behind Dilly is. So I think with a couple more aggressive plays, if they secure these sheeps, Dilly could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but that was not the aspect of the turtle, but Jamili did not commit the combustion. So also the rejects splitting up those offensive cooldowns. Key for both teams, as they do have to work through so many of those small defensives in this matchup. There's no reason to use them all. Full trap onto Rubcub. Jamili now taking some damage. He trinkets out, trying to get that pressure onto Dilly, but a nice grip from Milkman is going to slow that down.
Yeah, Jamili is still kind of just taking damage. Rubcub charges over, lands the hammer. Jamili blinks, Skull Bash denies the polymorph, goes for Ring of Frost, gets stunned on the Ring of Frost. Now he's just in so much trouble. It's cauterized proc. He has to block. I really think if he does some more offensive Blessing of Protections, he just lands it. He gets it anyway. And look, Dilly's in so much trouble. He had the aspect of the turtle. Jamili could have just gotten away free for that with the Blessing of Protection, and they would have got Dilly's turtle. So I think the rejects need to focus more on aggressive plays because now they're really far behind.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the rejects. Not the worst, as Milkman is playing that relentless. All they need is one clean setup, and they can take Dilly down. Dilly still taking some solid pressure here. Vendetta's going to be available for Roasties. Combustion available for Jamili. They have all the tools they need to close out this game. The offensive Blessing of Protection going out, or defensive Blessing of Protection going out on Jamili, but he's going to use it for the full Ring of Frost. Kidney shot on Dilly. Dilly has no aspect of the turtle. He's trying to kite away the best he can, but Milkman, he's out of the Ring of Frost. Into
he used the human racial and premonition, the Ring of Frost, so it was really well done from Milkman. He's going to keep his team going, extend this game another 30 seconds. Nice eat by Roasties. He's going to extend the game for time for Jamili to get topped, and Divine Shield won't be forced. So great plays from Milkman and Roasties there to keep both of their teams in the game.
Yeah, Jamili's still just holding on to that combustion. Really wanted to use it for a rainy day. I'm not sure when he's going to pull the trigger. Ooh. Maybe the next full polymorph. Hodge on the Milkman. Do they have any follow-up CC? Jamili going for the polymorph. Unfortunately, not able to get it. There's the Blessing of Protection once again out on Jamili, but a little bit too late. And unfortunately, now he's not going to be able to get that polymorph he's so crucially needed in order to close out the game. Foxy's just all over him with the maims and the interrupts over and over.
Is he going to get it?
Defending Milkman.
Oh, Milkman used the premonition. If Jamili gets this, he blinks, he lands it. Dilly has nothing. Do they have the stun for Dilly? They need a stun on Dilly. There's a Shadow Step kidney shot. They need another crowd control, but he gets denied by Foxy. Foxy's just taking Jamili, and he's just a toy. He's just never letting him do anything. Dilly pops that true shot. Big crits coming, and Sneakier Snakes lead 2-0.
Millie gets kicked on polymorph, gets stunned on ring, and it's just so hard for him to do anything. And then after that, he even stuns up Rubcub for good measure, setting up the trap. And then here he finally lands the poly, but at what cost? Rubcub has already been...
This series back. It's a bit of an obscure composition pick. We've already seen it not work for Method Orange against Sneakier Snakes. They're going to have to play flawless for this one, Ben.
Yeah, what is the Rejects going to do? Sneakier Snakes game plan, very straightforward. The Rejects going to have to create opportunities out of thin air. Who is their main target? It looks like Dillypoo's already going to get laced up. There's the Incapacitate on the Milkman. It looks like they want to get aggressive really early on. Dillypoo actually charging in for CC. This could be dangerous for him. Jamili pops the Incarnation. Seth Curry didn't commit any offensive cooldowns, but Rubcub is now into the full trap, and it's Sneakier Snake's time to get aggressive.
That was a good setup by the Rejects. The Incapacitate and the Cap Totem into Root Beam, but Jamili didn't even get any cooldowns with his Incarnation. Incarnation is supposed to be the big punch to get the aspect of the turtle out of the way, which means that Dillypoo is at a massive advantage. He's not going to have to worry about that threat, and they can play more aggressively as a result.
Yep, there is the Incapacitate into the Fists of Fury. Dilly still taking a decent amount of damage, but Jamili just forced to play so defensive in this matchup.
That was so uncoordinated. Seth Curry just pulled the trigger on his Serenity with no crowd control whatsoever. They're just trying to kill with raw damage. Nice interrupt there by Dilly onto the full moon, denying the kill. Milkman going for a Light's Wrath. They're going to silence Jamili. He was able to get it dispelled off by Seth Curry, though. That's some good teamwork between the two poison dispels on the team. Rubcub caught into a binding shot. They're trying to land a trap. I'm not sure if Dilly actually ended up missing it or he just held on to it. We'll have to wait and see. Rubcub's trying to avoid the CC. Now a bash, but a leg sweep denies the trap. Well done from Seth. Buying time for Rubcub to get the heals. We see a Capacitor Totem stun now on the Milkman. Jamili looking to maybe set up a Root Beam, and Seth dipped very low there. The Root Beam, I believe, actually got trinketed by Milkman, so he's going to get out of that crowd control chain for now. but if they can get these in-cap into root beams, that's the win condition. Dilly still stays ahead on cooldowns. There's really no pressure. They're winning on mana, at least, for Sneakier Snakes, and if they can keep that mana advantage, that could be a win condition.
That was so scary for Seth. Goes down to 5% HP, throws a touch of karma out. Now he is such a good target. He's going to need his port in a good position. Port's back, rakes down onto Seth, though. He needs to run away. He's in a lot of trouble as Rubcup is caught into that full trap. Is Milkman going to push in for the fear? Doesn't look like he wants to just yet. Bursting shot onto Rubcup. Seth Curry still just trying to play defense, throwing out some heals on himself. He manages to stabilize, but still, Seth Curry could be in a whole bunch of trouble.
I like that Cyfoxy is saving his trinket so that he can get out of crowd control during his cooldowns rather than just using it for basically no reason. That was some good patience there by Cyfoxy to hold on to that trinket. He can use it later. Rubcup and Jamili are doing decent with these hit and runs. They pull back to the pillar, then when Cap Totem's up, they make a push. So let's see, where's the incapacitate? Cyfoxy right now is on the back foot. There's a root solar beam. Landed full duration. This could be trouble for Cyfoxy. Is he ready? At the same time, Rubcup is in a trap. It's a race to the finish. Who will fall first? Will it be Jamili? Will it be Dilly? It looks like Jamili's the one who's really far behind. He's looking for a full moon. If this crits, it could be big. He gets knocked on it. Nice interrupts there from Dilly, really being the MVP right now in this series. Milkman playing very far away. Jamili's trying to push up for some cyclones. Gets interrupt, baits it, looks for the full moon. Not able to land it just yet, unfortunately. That full moon is impending with Incarnation up. It could be a massive hit. Could throw the game in favor. Dilly sees the Incarnation, says, okay, I'm going back here. I'm going to chill out, avoid all of that burst damage. Really good awareness there. Double Fist of Fury from Seth. And we're just waiting for that root solar beam play from Jamili, really, so that they can get some plays.
Yeah, Sneakier Snakes has been on point with their interrupts. Both Cyfoxy and Dilly doing an excellent job. And now Jamili just out of line of sight in bear form, just trying to tank through these bleeds, trying to tank through that 100 damage as Rubcup is caught into that CC. Jamili gets interrupted. This could be the Spirit Link Totem coming in from Rubcup, but he manages to connect the healing wave. Seth Curry committing that touch of karma as well, so no touch of karma is going to be available.
Here it is.
Could be in some big trouble. Incapacitate on Milkman.
Yeah, and there's the root solar beam. There's the follow-up. This could be the kill. Aspect of the Turtle and Trinket were overlapped, and it's these miracle burst windows that the rejects need to find a kill. They found an opening. They need to stay alive for another 30 seconds to abuse it.
Yeah, 30 seconds on that Incarnation. That's where Jamili's going to be in a whole bunch of trouble as he's still hovering around 40% HP. The bursting shot goes out onto Rubcup, but I think it breaks, so they're not able to fully capitalize on that. Healing wave's going to come in. Rubcup tops off his team. There's the incapacitate on Milkman once again, and Dilly is actually going to be in a little bit of trouble. Seth Curry's been doing an excellent job in this matchup, making sure he's getting the crowd control out, getting the stuns on Dilly, and creating pressure for his team.
Yeah, Rubcup setting up an Earthen Shield Totem, just trying to reduce the pressure. Jamili's still looking for a full moon. He's just not able to find it this whole game. But if he can sneak that in, it's going to be a ton of damage. We see a silence on Jamili. Seth not actually dispelling this one, so Jamili's going to have to sit through that. We see paralysis. Rubcup jumps over. He's looking for the Cap Totem. He's going to snipe that. Jamili's now pushing in. Incarnation. And he's got the Root Beam follow-up. Can Milkman dispel the Root Beam before it lands? No. And Dilly's in a whole lot of trouble. Star Surges are flying. Dilly's down to half, but he just doesn't seem to care. He's just standing in the face of Jamili. He's going to interrupt the clone. He breaks up the crowd control chain, and he stays alive. That courageous play to break up the clone keeps his team in the game. And now Rubcup's almost tapped on mana, and Sneakier Snakes are looking to close.
Yeah, Chili Poo looking for offense now. Wants to push in. There's the full bash on Rubcup, but a Fist of Fury stun coming in from Seth, denying that trap for now. Incarnation still for Jamili. It's just going to fade, so some of that pressure is going to fall. Incarnation was used by Cyfoxy as well, so both teams running out of offensive.
Oh!
Trap though, Seth caught into the maim. No trinket available as he gets taken down in a stun lock from Cyfoxy. Very nicely done.
Kick is going to land onto him. Jamili is going to drop dangerously low from that kick. Dilly is going to go ahead and do that pool table opener knock onto everybody. He gets a nice bursting shot as well. He lands the trap despite Seth trying to eat it. Seth, of course, going to expose himself in a very vulnerable position and get stuck.
Snakes take this game. They will take a spot at the spring finals later this year to represent North America, and they will knock the move out of the top 4 position. Let's see if Dilly can do it.
Yeah, let's see what Jamili can do on the Shadow Priest. He's going to need to be supported quite well by Roasties on that Subtlety Rogue. I feel like Dilly Poo is probably going to be the target of choice. Roasties charging in, gets the full kidney shot. Dilly gets cheap shot. Big damage coming up from Jamili. Nice fear on the Cyfoxy, so he can get out those casts. Shadow Crash as well, but Dilly Poo looks like he's going to be fine. Uses the Feigned Death. Milkman dispels. Now everyone from Sneakier Snakes is at 100% HP. That first go from the rejects not really accomplishing too much.
Nice explosive trap. He knocked Jamili out of the Earthen Shield Totem, so Jamili Jamili's trying to crawl back into that to get some damage reduction. He's looking for a Master Spell on the trap. The utility from the Shadow Priest would make you think that it could be favored in this matchup, so at least that's a decent theory crap, but look at their HP. Everyone's down below 50%. Vampiric Embrace is used by Jamili. That's going to heal his whole team from his damage, and now finally, some counter pressure. We see Cyfoxy at 10%, and he's just dying to dots. Dilly's at 50%. Milkman trying to pick him back up with a well-timed Archangel offensive penance. Cyfoxy's trying to push through. He used a lot of defensive cooldowns to stay offensive. If Jamili can keep up this pressure, they could find an opportunity.
Yeah, full trap on Rubcub. Jamili into the main. Dispersion is forced out, so big defensive cooldown. Milkman stabilized his team. There's the full kidney shot from Roasties. Jamili in position to land a fear as well. Pain suppression going to be used on a Cyfoxy. That situation was excellently read by Milkman to slow down any sort of pressure the rejects could get.
All right, Cyfoxy is Incarnation, but right now Dilly is in trouble. Shadow Crash coming in onto Dilly. He feigned death the dots off. He's trying to reduce the pressure, but Jamili just free casting Vampiric Touches. Tons of damage up from Jamili. Mind Flay's being channeled. Rubcub, though, caught into the stun. Double bursting shot. Dilly needs to snipe the trap. Jamili's trying to eat it. He gets stunned away. Wyvern Sting instead. He pre-links the Wyvern Sting. Nice play from Rubcub.
Yeah, Void Shift still going to be available for Jamili, so he can swap his HP with anyone on his team. Full trap on DR
Oh,
trap.
no!
Rubcub, so much pressure onto Jamili. Goes for the Master Spell. Is able to get it off. Void Shift still available. He uses it onto Roasties, but Roasties could be in some trouble. He has no evasion, no nothing. Smoke Bomb's going to be dropped out. Dilly Poo has a response. Uses the aspect of the turtle, the barrier as well. So Dilly Poo should be completely fine. Nicely read by Sneakier Snakes, and they're going to be able to continue this onslaught onto Jamili.
Yeah, Jamili gets silenced. He can't cast. He can't heal himself. He's in a lot of trouble. Rubcub is having trouble picking him back up. He's trying to get some defensive mind controls. They silence into kidney shot. They need to go for the winning play. Cyfoxy pre-walls. He knows that he has them against the ropes. He's just trying to stay aggressive, but this is an offensive play that can be punished later on. Dilly caught into a cheap shot. They're trying to take him out. Will they find it? There's the bash. They need the trap. Can Dilly land the trap? He goes for Wyvern Sting instead. He's going to play it safe. Roasties gets swapped too. And Sneakier Snakes. Sneakier Snakes are looking like they're going to be able to make it. Roasties is hanging out, but it's not enough. And Sneakier Snakes 4-0. The rejects, they're going to the spring final.
There is, of course, the Vanish as well as that evasion, because we are dealing with two melees, of course, and we can go ahead and roll the clip there. We can see what happens. You can see that they're going to realize Jamili is not the best target in this situation. They're going to go ahead and look for the Wyvern Sting onto Rubcub, because Jamili can Master Spell that trap as he's going to be free in a situation like this. So great presence of mind from Dilly. He's going to go ahead and land that trap as well. Jamili's going to eat that trap as well, but it's not going to be enough.
Okay, you can see Method Orange in a commanding first place with 360 points. The Rejects in second with 240. Super Frogs in third with 232, and you can see the rest from
Back, Waz, Chas, Raikou, as well as Swapsy, playing primarily that Rogue Mage Priest, but they have a couple of other tricks up their sleeve. They won the season. Then we also